Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today's video I'm so excited for. It's really starting to feel like spring in London, and I know I've already done a spring trends video, but I want to do another one that was focused on trends that will never go out of style in this season, because I think it's so important to step away from trends and to really invest in items that will last you the test of time in your wardrobe. I think it's okay to like shop one or two trends per season, especially if you're going to do that secondhand, because I think the majority of your wardrobe should be made up of really timeless pieces that aren't influenced by what other people are wearing. So I wanted to use this video to talk about the spring trends that I feel always come back into fashion year after year, that if you invest in these pieces, you will always have something to wear during this time, and you'll always be fashionable no matter what everyone else is wearing. So let's get into the themes first, I think, and then we'll go into specific items. So the first one is femininity, and I guess this just comes from spring being a time of like rebirth, and you know, all the typical metaphors of spring being a time for new growth. I feel like really feminine pieces are always on trend for spring. I'm talking like frilly collars, I'm talking like, you know, flattering silhouettes. I'll put some examples of what I mean. Accessories like bows, like plaits in your hair, very like clean girl makeup, very sort of soft, and you know, whether that's through the colours you're wearing or whether that's through the actual material you're wearing, like soft sweaters and stuff. I feel like all of that stuff just is always encompassed in spring, and when you bring any of that stuff out in your wardrobe, you'll fit in. A lot of the items I'm going to talk about later fit into this trend, but for now I'll move on to the next one, which is all about colours that I think always come back every spring. Basically any colour I think is good for spring, because obviously we're coming out of winter, which is a really dark period, and we want to naturally be gravitating towards brighter colours to show that it's no longer winter, it's the season of rebirth again, whatever. But I think natural colours especially work really well in spring. So like blues, greens and yellows, for example, are my like top 3 of items I want to wear during spring, versus like, I don't know, but for example, like purple, especially like a deep purple or like a brilliant purple, I just don't see that as a springtime colour, because it kind of represents to me more like decay, autumn, if that makes sense. I don't know, maybe it's just a feeling I get, but I always gravitate towards natural colours, but not even necessarily in lighter tones. Like I feel like you could get away with like a deep blue in spring because it's still a natural colour, or you know, like a fresh green. Butter yellow obviously is a trending colour for this season, but that fits specifically into this natural colours that I'm talking about. And even saying that, I think pink, which is the colour of this season, fits into that femininity theme that we spoke about earlier. So I think these are just overarching things that come back every year, and even if one of them is currently the colour of the season or not, you will be in style. Okay, let's go into specific items because I'm excited for this part. First, really kind of a bit obvious, but white blouses specifically, but blouses in general, are always on trend. And I guess white in itself is always on trend too. Going back to that like whole rebirth femininity thing, I think all white everything is such a look for spring. It's literally perfect. I like it even more in spring than I do summer. But specifically white blouses I feel are just a key component to any wardrobe. I only own like one, and I'm really hoping to up that because they're perfect for just chucking on. And I feel like they pair with so many pieces. Like people style them with like boxer shorts, they style them with like cargo pants, you can style them over something, under something. Like they're so versatile. But to me, they always represent like this femininity, this like springtime look. But like I said, blouses of any colour too are perfect for spring. Obviously, depends how you style them. I like them this year specifically with boxer shorts. That's how I'm going to be styling mine. I think the more colourful you go, the better sometimes. Obviously, I do like a white blouse, but I just find myself naturally gravitating towards colours in springtime too. So for example, this pink checker print one is so nice, and I think a really nice way to introduce pattern to your style as well. Next, this one is a little bit unorthodox. It's like non-seasonal items, and I'll explain what I mean here. Spring and autumn, I feel, are really transitional seasons, especially the start of spring and the start of autumn. You're literally going into a time that's slightly maybe sunnier here in the UK, but the temperature is still a little bit cold. It's still a lot of chance of rain. So you can't be like pulling out your completely spring pieces all at once. So I guess what I mean by non-seasonal items is like pairing, say, a white blouse and denim trousers with a scarf. And I feel like that's so chic and so representative of this whole idea of wearing your wardrobe and buying a wardrobe that lasts through the seasons and lasts through the lifetime. I guess another example is like a woolly hat, or maybe you want to wear your favorite summer dress early, but it's not quite the weather for that, so you layer over a jumper, for example. And I just think that really transitional dressing is perfect, and you know, it's so easy because you probably already have all the items in your wardrobe. It's just thinking outside the box, styling them differently for spring. Next is another, like, I'd say quite well-known one is trench coats, but specifically, I love a trench coat with like a tartan lining. I think this is so perfect for spring. It always just feels really like, obviously quintessentially British, but just really stylish to me. But obviously you can get trench coats in so many different styles. You can get long ones, short ones, you can get different colors and whatever. So I think this is one of the ways where you can buy something that maybe a lot of people are going to be wearing, but you can buy it in the style that is true to you and make it unique that way. So like, you know, buying it in an unusual color like soft pink would just make you stand out that little bit more, but you'd still be in style. The next one is like open shoes. I don't really know how to describe it, but you know, when like some part of your foot is showing, whether that's the toes or whether that's just the upper part, or whether it's like a sling back heel, so your heel is exposed. I feel like it's just kind of representative of we're coming out of winter and it's okay to bare some skin, even if it's just like dipping our toes in it, literally, so to speak. Obviously, we had the rise of the ballet flat last spring, I think, so everyone does have this in their wardrobe, I'd say, recently, but it comes back year after year in some form or other. Before it was the clogs. Loafers always come back for spring. Like, people just want to bare some skin for a little bit, so buying into the right style for you is key here, because no matter what you buy, if you're wearing some semblance of open shoe, then you're going to be on trend. I mean, for me, I love ballet flats, and I bought myself a specific pair which I'm so in love with, and they're pointy, so I'll definitely be wearing those. I also have a couple of pairs of loafers which I love, and I'm also looking into a pair of like low sneakers in more of a colourful print, because I love the idea of like showing some ankle with a pair of jeans. Yeah, I think it's another one where you can make the style completely your own, even if it sounds quite normal and everyone has it. It's all about how you style it that makes it important. Next one is denim, and specifically dungarees, but I think start with denim, because again, this is all about what you choose and what you're comfortable in and how you make it your own, but denim is always going to be in. So like dark wash is in right now, I'd say, but obviously we've cycled through light wash for the past couple of seasons. There's also like mid wash, or you go for a colored denim, which is really nice, and obviously you can do that in like in a natural tone or whatever. But denim is the perfect kind of transitional piece. It will keep you warm. You could pair it with like a white blouse, for example, and you wouldn't be too cold. But specifically dungarees, I think, are a really cute little like subsidy of this, because a white blouse and denim dungarees is just the epitome of a spring look to me. But I think dungarees in all different fabrics are really, really nice. I have a pair of white mini denim dungarees, and I have a like full length green cotton maxi pair or linen maxi pair or whatever, which I get out year after year and I style in so many different ways, and it always feels fresh because not only is that maxi jumpsuit in quite a summery linen, it makes me feel like summer's coming. It's also in like a green, which is obviously a really nice spring color. Okay, last one, and I think this is just like a trend always, but specifically for spring, I get really excited about accessories and using them to make the outfit feel fresh and new, even if I'm wearing like, you know, basic pieces, like say a white blouse and denim jeans. It's all about how you do your hair, what bag you pick, whether you tie like a ribbon or a scarf around that bag, whether you have like a claw clip or whatever, whether you do your makeup differently, whether you pair it with headphones or different jewelry. I always tend to go towards gold jewelry during spring. I just feel like it's warmer than silver, and that's the kind of tone I gravitate towards at this time of year. But, you know, you could go completely different. Pearls are a really nice spring feature, I feel. I just tend to pay attention to all the small details a lot more and have a lot more fun with it. I feel like, because obviously we're coming out of winter, I feel like I want to experiment more, and that's really fun. Even, you know, doing a fun pattern on your nails could be a way of just spicing it up. Like I've been saying, these items are not the most out there. They're very like basic, you know, key components of your wardrobe that you should have all the time, but it's how you style them, it's how you look for new ways to style them, and it's your attitude towards your wardrobe, which I think is the most important turnaround. Like, I've gone from wanting new things all the time and getting really bored with my clothes to getting excited about styling them in new ways and taking them with me through the years. That's just what makes me excited when I open my wardrobe now. So I hope this inspires you to feel the same. I hope it inspires you to look at some pieces in your wardrobe in a new way and to reach for those older items versus going online and buying something new. But if you are going to buy something new, then buying it in these classic styles is probably the way to go if you want something that's going to last. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will speak to you really soon. Have a nice day. Bye.